Thursday games haven't been too kind to the Vikings. The last time they won one was in 2013. And if they're going to break that losing streak tonight, they'll have to do so against the 10-1 Dallas Cowboys. It was a hard-fought finish here at Target Center during Game 5 of the WNBA Finals. The LA Sparks are champions for the first time since 2002. Vikings look to stay undefeated tonight as they host the New York Giants here at US Bank Stadium. Now tonight marks the clash of two quarterbacks that were drafted #1 overall. Despite not playing for the hometown team, Zach's family still got to see him play here at US Bank Stadium. And to the family's good fortune, the Lions won. Gophers are looking to reclaim the Floyd of Rosedale Trophy after Iowa took it from them last November. This is the first hunt for the pig for head coach Tracy Claeys. Jazz's hard work isn't just reflected on the court, but in the classroom as well. Because of her good academic standing, she's able to graduate a whole semester early so she can join the Gophers for their spring practices. At XL Energy Center, Kelly Hinseth for 5 Eyewitness News. Before the Wolves suffered their most slanted loss of the season to Cleveland Wednesday night, they were on a tear, winning 5 of their last 7 games. At Detroit tonight, with Chris Dunn out, Tyus Jones got some minutes in the first quarter. He drills this floater from the lane. Karl Anthony Towns recorded his 39th double-double of the season. He finishes with 24 points and 11 rebounds. In the third, Zach LaVine goes down awkwardly, and he tried to tough it out, but ended up heading to the locker room with 11 minutes left. The Wolves faded in the fourth. Orono's John Lure drills the baseline J to put the Pistons up 7 late. He had a season-high 24, and the Wolves fall 116 to 108. Byung-ho Park showed some promise for the Twins last season, but didn't show a lot of consistency at the plate. Today, the Twins designated Park for assignment, meaning he will not start the season on the 40-man roster. Park still has 3 years and over $9 million left on his contract, so it's unlikely anybody picks him off up waivers. Park only hit .191 in 244 plate appearances last year, but did hit 12 homers. Penn State is only in their 5th year as a varsity Division I hockey team, but last month they were ranked #1 in the country. They're still ranked #6 as they hit the ice against the Gophers tonight. Vinny Lettieri hit the post in the first period, but it works in his favor. He scoops the backhand for a 1-0 Gopher lead after 1. Rem Pitlick was in the right place at the right time in the second period. A nice rebound here makes it 3-0 Gophers in the second. Late second, a 2-on-1 for the Gophers, and Justin Cruz feeds Tyler Shee for the goal. Gophers win 5-1. They're now 7-2 in the Big Ten. The best rivalry in Division I wrestling is renewed on Super Bowl Sunday when the Gophers host third-ranked Iowa. Leading the way for the Gophers this season is the sibling duo of Brett and Chris Farr. They practice against each other all week long, just like they did growing up in Le Sueur, Minnesota. Brett is ranked 2nd in the country at 197 pounds, and Chris already has 6 more wins than he did last season.
So exciting to have Chris on the team with me, just so we can share with each other's successes and stuff like that. And it's just just great to have a partner both in the room but also in the classroom, because me and Chris study the same thing, so I see him about every day.
Wrestling is a big family sport. If it wasn't for Brett here, I would have the family with the team, as we all have close connection. But just to have that personal connection with Brett as a training partner and as a mentor is always a good feeling.
The Gopher basketball team has lost 5 straight games, but only one of them was a blowout. They were well within reach of the last 4 games in the final 2 minutes. Maryland dominated the final 90 seconds in last weekend's loss. Jordan Murphy had a key turnover late in the game against the Terps. A lot of little mistakes are hurting them in crunch time.
You're not going to be perfect at the end of games. It's not, you're going to make mistakes. But those things add up. When you make a mistake on the court, to help each other out to get through it, because you're going to make a mistake. Well, now you have an opportunity on the other end to do something defensively or offensively, and can you help each other out throughout the course of it?
The Gophers are at Illinois tomorrow. The Detroit Lions managed to beat the Vikings twice this season and clinch a wild card playoff spot. Making his season debut on the roster was Eagan native running back Zach Zenner.
While Zach Zenner was busy scoring his first NFL touchdown,
to Zenner into the end zone for the touchdown.
His family was back in Eagan celebrating.
Of course, we were dancing around and jumping around our living room, and we waited for that moment, right? It's sort of like when he scored his first touchdown in college, only bigger.
The Zenner family doesn't get to see their son play in person very often since his college days at South Dakota State. That is until the Lions took on the Vikings at home.
Despite not playing for the hometown team, Zach's family still got to see him play here at US Bank Stadium. And to the family's good fortune, the Lions won.
You know, when you're growing up, you always picture playing for the home team, but just to be with the Lions, it's been great. They gave me my opportunity. It's been awesome so far.
Zach's journey to this point was no easy task. He wasn't selected in the 2015 draft and barely secured a spot on the Lions roster despite racking up 2,000 rushing yards in college. But that has never stopped his dad from believing in him.
He wants to play. He wants to be a running back in the NFL, and he does what he needs to do that.
At US Bank Stadium, Kelly Hinseth for 5 Eyewitness News.
Zach finished the regular NFL season with 334 rushing yards, the second highest on the Lions roster. For the nightcap, Coach Norman Dale from the movie Hoosiers wouldn't let his guys shoot until they made 5 passes. Now this play only has 3 passes, but they're all spectacular. Emmaus High School in Pennsylvania, after 2 touch passes from the floor, David Johnson goes through the legs to Josh Artis for the jam. If his basketball career doesn't pan out, Johnson ought to sign up as a long snapper. That's sports tonight. We'll have one last look at your weekend forecast coming up.
With a hit like this, it's no wonder top programs like USC and Nebraska want you to play for them. But from the time she was recruited in 8th grade, Jasmyn Martin knew she was destined to be a Gopher.
Mainly knew that I was going to go to Minnesota from the time they offered me when I was just in 8th grade. So I love the coaching staff, the area, the girls, and everything just felt like a family. And I like the way they play. It's kind of my style. So
volleyball wasn't even Martin's first calling. She was a heavily sought-after basketball player and even transferred to Hopkins to be part of Minnesota's #1 team. But she decided to transfer her hops on the basketball court to the volleyball court.
So many college basketball coaches, major Division I programs, head coaches flying in to watch her play volleyball. And she was a very sought-after basketball player, and then coming into her sophomore year decided this is where her focus wanted to be.
Jazz isn't the only player Vicki Swenson has coached who went on to play for the University of Minnesota. Former Hopkins setter and daughter of the head coach, Samantha Seliger Swenson, currently leads the top-ranked Gophers in assists.
I'm really excited. I got to play with her 2 years here, so that'll be awesome being able to get set by her again.
We can be all in for the University of Minnesota. It's going to be fun. Sam is very excited.
Jazz's hard work isn't just reflected on the court, but in the classroom as well. Because of her good academic standing, she's able to graduate a whole semester early so she can join the Gophers for their spring practices. At XL Energy Center, Kelly Hinseth for 5 Eyewitness News.